Good morning, boys and girls. It's Miss Nowicki here. Not quite right in front of you, but I am technologically, so I hope we make the best of everything that's about to happen in the next couple of weeks. My rules haven't really changed. I do want to go over the self-assessment with you guys and show you how you can actually get to the self-assessment. So I'm going to try to show you my screen right here. Let's see if you can see it. Okay, so you hit general, and then in your, turn the music off so that you can hear. And if you look up here, you can go ahead and click on files, and then under files you will see Nowicki Classroom Expectations. And once you click on that, then you can go over it here with me. It says, and this is the same thing that we talked about all year long, and I just want to make sure that you understand what I expect even being here on this platform on the computer, okay? So we have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 points. Our music concepts. Again, 5 points, you're always able to demonstrate daily unit objectives vocally, instrumentally, physically, or on paper. Then 4 points is I was most always able to demonstrate daily unit objectives vocally, instrumentally, physically, or on paper. Obviously, it'll be a little bit different because we're working technologically, but to the best of our ability, we're going to try to follow the guidelines still. I was usually able to demonstrate daily unit objectives vocally, instrumentally, physically, or on paper, and I was occasionally able to demonstrate daily unit objectives vocally, instrumentally, physically, or on paper. And number 1, I was not able to demonstrate daily unit objectives vocally, instrumentally, physically, or on paper. So that's your music concepts, okay? Then we go to performance. I will give you guys a chance to kind of showcase your head voice possibly every once in a while. So obviously performance won't be as weighted, but if it does come up, then you will be graded for it. But if it does not come up, then we'll just simply give you a 5 for that. So a 5, I had a clear understanding of the skill and always performed with correct technique. I sang independently in head voice without prompt. I provided leadership by demonstrating a positive attitude about singing and performing. So if we do sing things together, then following these guidelines will help. 4 points. I usually had a clear understanding of the skill. I almost always used correct technique. I strive to use the head voice, which is important because I can still hear you do that. I strive to use the head voice and be an example for others. 3 points. I had a basic understanding of the skill. I used correct technique most of the time. I was working to improve and attempted to demonstrate knowledge of techniques. 2 points, I was beginning to understand the skills, but I was inconsistent. I sang, but I didn't follow technique most of the time. And then 1 point, I was exposed to the skill, but did not demonstrate a clear understanding of technique. And again, 1 point, I will not sing during singing class activities when asked to do so. So again, same things that we discussed in the classroom. Obviously, I will adapt them more to being on the computer, but I can still hear your wonderful voices. So, participation. 5 points. I was always cooperative and tried to do my best. I had a positive attitude and exceptional effort I showed daily. I always used my listening skills to follow the teacher's directions. I understood and always followed established and posted classroom rules. I always displayed classroom behaviors appropriate for my age and grade level, and I always participated in performances during class. So these guidelines still apply because you'll be able to chat and respond and all of those things. So keep these things in mind. 4 points. I almost always was cooperative and tried to do my best. I had a good attitude and effort daily and was a good role model. So please be a good role model for everybody else in the class. If everybody does that, then we have an awesome time. I almost always used my listening skills to follow the teacher's directions on most days. I understood and almost always attempted to follow posted classroom rules. My daily behavior was most often appropriate for my age and or grade level, and I participated in performances in class. 3 points. I was cooperative and tried to do my best. I had a good attitude and effort daily. I used my listening skills to follow the teacher's directions on most days. I understood and attempted to follow posted classroom rules. My daily behavior was usually appropriate for age and grade level. I participated in performance in class. 2 points. I sometimes was not cooperative. I often bothered other students with distracting behavior. So something like that could be like chatting with things that are off topic or doing things that you're not supposed to be doing as to be being off task. So just make sure you stick to the topic, stick to what we're talking about, and then things should be okay. Sometimes I had difficulty following the teacher's directions, even though I understood them. Sometimes I demonstrated an understanding of established and posted classroom rules, but I had trouble following them. My behavior sometimes was not appropriate for my age and or grade level. And that's 2 points. And then 1 point, I was non-cooperative. Either I didn't take part in the classroom activities or I created behavior that kept others from learning. I often had difficulty following the teacher's directions. I did not demonstrate an understanding of established, posted, and classroom rules. My behaviors demonstrated were not appropriate for age and or grade level, and I did not participate in performances in class. So that's participation. And then our last one is behavior. I contribute, so 5 points would be I contributed to all 5 of the following behaviors this week. Okay, so the number 1 says I came into class without talking, which obviously is a little bit different here. But as long as you're attentive and listening at your computer, then you can get that point easily. I didn't interrupt. I raised my hand before speaking. So I won't be able to see you guys, but try again, the same thing I said before, stay on task. Stay on task to what we're talking about. Try to get your input in there as much as you can so I can see that you're paying attention, and then things should be good. I didn't interrupt. I raised my hand before speaking. I was respectful towards my teacher and my classmates. You can still do these things and accomplish those tasks still being on the computer. I helped the class to run smoothly by following directions, and I tried my best at all times and gave 100% effort and participation. So again, these were the rules for the rubric for the classroom, but most of this stuff can still be applied to the computer. As I said, I will be, lenient in different areas where we get to accomplish more of one thing than the other. We're going to do our very best to get things done. So if you have any questions, this would be the time to ask them now. This is only the first video of our just reviewing what you guys already know that I've gone over in class, but now you know how to get to a video and watch it and respond to it and things like that. So moving on to the next part.